Good morning to the lecturer and my fellow friends. Today our group would like to make presentation about our program. This program has been developed by Kijuming, Rikotun and also Li Xiang. This program is developed so that it able to help the user with a small private admin to oversee the hospital billing system for their patient. Now Kijuming is going to analyze this program. Firstly, this entire part is used for the function prototype. Now we are going to enter the main function. This entire part is for the declaration of variable, which is this one is represented hospital cost, this one is represented surgery charge, this one is represented pharmacy charge, this represented service charge, this represented the total patient bill. Now I'm going to explain this part. This part is used to get the value from the hospital stay function, and the value will be assigned to the variable called hospital stay. Now we are going to talk about a function hospital stay. This entire part is for the declaration of the variable which later be used in our program. Firstly, our program will bring out a test which require the user to enter the number of days of the patient that they have lived in the hospital, and the value that key in will be automatically assigned to the variable of num days. If the num days value is lower than 0, then our program will automatically bring out a test which require the user to re-enter the value, and it will assign to the variable of num day. After that, our program will call the function of display room type menu. This function can be referred at here. As we can see at here in the function of the display room type menu, we can see that there is a menu which contains twin sharing room, pregnant twin sharing room, deluxe room, pregnant deluxe room, so they can be along with the prices, and it will be bring out as an output. Next, our program will bring out tests we require the user to enter the room type based on the menu, and the code of the user that enter for the room, it will be assigned to the room type. If the value that they key in is not the above of the menu code, which 1 2 3 4 5 or 6, then our program will bring out please enter a valid room type through this line and require the user to enter the number so that it will able to assign the value to the variable of room type. Next, our program will require the user to enter the patient daily food cost by printing out text. Enter this patient daily food charge, which the value will be assigned to the variable food charge. If the food charge is below than 0, then our program will require the user to re-enter it. In this time, if the room type is equal to 1, then the daily rate is equal to 350. If the room type is equal to 2, then the daily rate is equal to 500. If the room type is equal to 3, then the daily rate equal to 600. If the room type is equal to 4, daily rate equal to 720. If the room type is equal to 5, then the daily rate is equal to 400. If not, then the daily room will equal to 300. Then after that, this line is used for the calculation of the total hospital stay charge by using the formula daily rate which get from here, and also food charge that the user key in before, and also the num day that key in before the user key in before. The formula is daily rate plus food charge and multiply num days, and it will be the total value will be assigned to the total. Then finally, this part is used for the to bring out the text that the total number hospital stay of this patient are the total value which get from here, and return the total value which as available to the to the hospital stay function.
For this statement, there's a function call right here, which the value that the return from the function will be assigned to this variable, salary underscore C. So let us look at this function. This function, surgery underscore charges. This function, the return type is double and it has no parameter. So when we call this function, we will just do everything inside this and then we will return a double value to the main function. And there are two variables inside this function, which are surgery underscore type and also surgery underscore rate. This surgery underscore type is used to store the surgery type. Then surgery underscore rate is used to store the surgery charges. Then inside this function, we also call another function which used to display a menu for the surgery type, which is display underscore surgery underscore types underscore menu. So let us look at this function at the bottom. This one. This function is void. It has not return any value and it's just used to display the menu for the user to choose and also their respective price for the different type of surgery. Okay, so let's move back to the function. Okay, this one. After we display the menu, we will prompt the user to enter the surgery type based on the menu just now. The user will enter the number based on the menu, and then later we will do the input validation by using the loop. If the user enter invalid input, we will ask the user to enter again and again until user enter a valid input. Then after that, we use the if else statement to determine the surgery rate based on the surgery type. Let's say if the surgery type the user choose is 1, so the surgery rate is 10,000 ringgit, like that. Like this. So later, we will just display the surgery charges, surgery rate in the surgery charges, they are the same thing. And then we'll return the value of surgery rate back to the main function. Just now, like what I have said just now, it will store inside this variable. Then let us look at another one. These two actually use the same concept. They are just straightforward to this function, pharmacy charges. One, this function. This function also return type is double and no parameter. And inside this function, the variable used are medication type and also price medication, which used to store the price medication and also medication type. And then in this function, we also call a function for the menu, for the medication type. So one, the function that display a menu. Void, it has no return value. It's just void and it's used to display a menu with different type of medication and their price for the users to choose. So this one, after display the menu, you will ask the user to enter the medication type based on the menu, and then we store it inside this variable, and then use the loop to check whether input is valid or not. If not, we will ask the user to input again and again until it's valid. Then use the if else statement to test to get the price of medication based on the medication type. And then after that, we just display the pharmacy charges and the price of medication. They are the same thing. Then we will return the price of medication back to the main function and then store it inside this variable, pharmacy underscore C. These two variables actually later we will use for the function call. We will pass it inside the function call patient bill.
call function service charge to compute the value of service charge and assign the value to the variable service fee. And then we will also call function patient bill to compute all the value total patient bills and assign the value of total patient bills to the variable total bills. And then last, we will call the function of checkout to allow user to check the patient out. So now let's go to the function. Okay. So this is the function of service charge. So first we will do the declaration of variable in function service charge to declare all the variable included in the function service charge. And then after that we will call the function display service type menu to display the menu for service type. And then after that we will let the user to input the service type, and then we will do the input validation. So if the service type of user input is not valid, so we will let the user to key in one more time of the service type. So if the service type is 1, we will initialize the S-ray charge is 120. So we will let the user to input the frequency, and then while the frequency is invalid, we will let the user to input one more time of the frequency, and then we will calculate the service pay, which is S-ray charge times frequency. And then if the service type is equal to true, we will initialize the app test charge equal to 150.50, and then we will let the user to input the frequency. And then while the frequency is invalid, we will let the user to input one more time, and then we will do the same way to calculate the service pay, which is lab test charge times frequency. And then last, we will initialize the physiotherapy charge become 1x6, and then we will let the user to input the duration. So if the duration is invalid, we will let the user to input one more time of the duration. And the service pay is still the same way, which is physiotherapy charge times the duration. And then last, it will display the service charge of the patient. And then you will return the value of service pay to this function, to the service charge function. And then the last function is checkout function. So first we will do the declaration, and then we will show the menu, and then we will let the user to key in their choice. So when the choice is invalid, we will let the user to key in one more time. So if the choice equal to 1, we will show the total patient bill to the patient, and then or we will just let the user to key in any key to quit the program. Okay. Like just now I mentioned, there is a display service type menu function in the service chart function, and this one is the display service type menu function. Okay, so after this, let's try to run this program. So for example, we will in the hospital we will spend like 2 days, and then the room type we will think like deluxe room, and then the patient daily charge we will assume it like 50 ringgit per day, and then here we will show the hospital stay charge, and then after this we can choose the surgery that we do. Like I choose the one appendectomy surgery, and then you show the price of the appendectomy surgery, and then after that you choose the type of medication. Like I choose the 4 inhale, it will show the price of the inhale, and then you can choose the service type. Like you choose the X-ray, and then I do the X-ray for 2 times, so it will fill out the service charge, and last I will let the patient to check out, and then it will print out the total bill for the patient. That's all for Group 18 presentation. Thank you.